in what you do as far as your business, and also helping Wes when it comes to working on the house. And you have a drive about you that is very similar to what Wes's is. You're just easier to talk to. But both of you combined make the most perfect couple, one of the most wonderful couple that I know. And I feel very honored to be a part of sharing this with you today. And I wish I was there 30 years ago. Because I remember when I met you about 24 years ago, I think it was. And the first time I met you was in Florida, and you were living in your house that was one block off of the beach. Yeah. And I met the two girls who were probably 6 and 4. I mean, this high. And I just remember the very first time that I met you and all the things, who you were, what you did. I always admire the work that Les did in the house, because he took us on this complete tour of everything that he had done and showed us all of these things, and it's something that I really look up to you and you as well. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you, and I wanted to also take a minute, and I wanted to know if there was anyone here that would like to share any thoughts or feelings about Les and Mary, or anything that they would like to talk about.
Sure.
Oh.
My brother has always been very loving to me. He when we were little, and when he met Mary, I was ecstatic, because I thought, this is the woman that's going to get him where he wants to be. The wedding was wonderful, except for poor Mary and her foot hobbling around like this on a boat that was moving like this. Yeah, it was the best thing, and Michelle was so sorry she couldn't be here because she really enjoyed the wedding. Yeah. But thank God it was good. It was wonderful, and my husband, which was said you're his favorite.
He passes that around.
Hold on a minute. That's not.
But Mary is one of his favorite sister-in-laws, okay? So.
Love you.
So I wrote something, so I'm not very good at winging it. And this is coming from both of us, me and Jen. So we're honored to be here with you, celebrating 30 years. It's quite the landmark. I remember a couple years ago, my mom was telling me a story about how much she loves Dad. She'd been shopping in Portland and was stopping on her way back home to Hood River. She stopped at Arby's to grab lunch, and she sat down with her food in the restaurant and was just really attracted to this man that she saw sitting across the restaurant. It was just the back of his head, so she couldn't really tell what he looked like, but she just felt so drawn to him. And she said that she's never felt that way about a man, obviously, other than my dad. So she had to get up and see who this was that she was so attracted to. And it turns out that my dad had been working in the area and had also stopped to get lunch at Arby's. So as she walked over, she realized that it was my dad that was sitting there across from her. And just from seeing the back of his head, she still felt that love come back and was just so drawn to him. And that to me is just a real sign of love and dedication. We also got to hear the story of how my parents met while we were in Mexico visiting with Mal, who couldn't be here, but he told us all the dirty details. And my mom had just come back from a cruise with Becky, and my dad was there visiting also. And my mom walked into the house, and Mal immediately honed it on my mom, started flirting with her and trying to pick her up and trying to get his way in there. But my mom could see my dad sitting in the kitchen and just was not really paying attention to Mal, and was just like, how am I going to get over there? How am I going to get over there? And then when she started talking to my dad, they immediately hit it off. They spent the rest of the week pretty much together. And then it was time for my mom to go home, but my dad just could not stand to lose her, so he proposed because he didn't know what else to do. He wouldn't let her get away. And even though you'd only known each other for a week, you have made it last 30 years. And that just says something about true love. And so after all the time and growing up and obviously seeing how much you care about each other. It's meant a lot to both of us. It's been a good benchmark for what we should expect from relationships, and I know that my relationship's a lot stronger just from seeing how much the two of you love each other, and we just know to never settle for less than that. Love you.
Now he's going to get it. No, I just have a very brief statement. So glad we finally got it right. Me too. It took a few tries. Yeah.
So now let's, please.
Okay, I'm not good at speaking on the
No,
fly.
go ahead.
But
You knew us before
I'm the only
everybody
one here
else.
who knew each of them before they met each other.
Now we got some stories.
She was kind of the reason that we
Kind
got
of, sort of.
together. Yeah.
Well, anyway, so I just wanted to say that, who knew an innocent trip to Florida for two roommates, still in their 20s, would result in a 30-year marriage and two beautiful daughters. And so, all right, now I'm going to get all flickable.
Yeah, I know.
It's true, though, when Mary and Les walked into the room and saw each other, there's no turning back. So I've never actually seen true love in motion, but that was it. So congratulations. Love you both.
Please, anybody, we would love to have you speak.
Well, my wife Heather and I came all the way from Minnesota, so I figured that we better.
It's a big honor.
Yeah, we're blessed to be here. Just a couple words. This is my only aunt and uncle, and I can't imagine having any better. So you guys have been fantastic. Les, from the moment I met Les, as you guys all know, Les is a guy that does everything, can do everything, and probably can do everything better than anybody else can do everything. I mean, I travel all over the world. I'm an engineer. I literally go all over the world, and I don't think I've ever met anybody as talented and as naturally gifted as Les. Whether it's his woodwork, I can't even beat the guy in tennis, golf, everything he decides to do, he does and does excellent. So it's just an honor. I talk about you wherever I go, Les. Mary, I see your dad and your mom in you all the time. My grandma and grandpa, probably the most influential people in my life. Certainly my grandfather and my grandma. Mary exhibits grandma's ageless beauty. Just amazing. My grandmother's still beautiful, and look at Mary. It's just incredible. And then my grandfather, always sharp, amazing retention of knowledge, amazing wit. And when I see Mary, it's just this perfect combination of the two. So it's just an absolute blessing for Heather and I to be here with my only aunt and uncle and the best I could imagine.
The
So,
favorite aunt.
Right.
Love you, Mike.
Would anyone else want to say anything? So, Les and Mary now have some vows to each other. So,
Okay, and
ladies first.
I wrote mine down also so I wouldn't forget.
Okay.
And I brought a hanky because I might get teary, hopefully not. And I had to write it out really big so I didn't have to wear glasses.
Well, I'm here to help.
Les, 30 years ago, I pledged my love and commitment to you. I promised to love you, honor you, comfort and keep you. I pledge to be by your side in sickness and in health, in times of want, in times of plenty, for better, for worse, for the rest of our lives. We've had all of those things, and you've been by my side as we created a family, a home, and a life together. When our eyes first met, I fell in love with you immediately, and I knew I wanted to spend the rest of my life with you. And even now, 30 years later, if our eyes meet across a crowded room, the room disappears and the people disappear, and my heart still skips a beat. I look at our daughters, and I love you even more. And so here we are, 30 years. Once again, I promise I will love you, honor you, comfort you, and keep you to my last breath. I believe in this marriage more strongly than ever, and my love for you just gets stronger every year. It's with joy from experience and trusting you that I commit myself once more to your life. You wrote something.
It's the thought that counts.
This is what Mary typed. Here, Leslie, say this.
Alright, well, the attraction to you was immediate. But I knew from the moment we first held hands, feel one. And from all on, I've never stopped loving you. Every day I thank God that He brought me to you. Can't imagine without you, never be. I love you. Now, what you are, what I am. I see the best of you and the worst of you, and I take both. I love you very much.
Here's a glass of champagne.
All
We'd
right.
like to propose a toast.
Oh, thank you again.
If everyone would like to stand and join me in not only wishing the happy couple 30 years of wonderful bliss, but here's to 30 more. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Hallelujah.
Beautiful.
I like it, Dad.
Yeah.
Now I've prepared this wonderful buffet at the house. I worked all night, and so I hope that you enjoy it. Mary was had a little bit of help helping me put it together.
Yeah. Like all of it.
Yeah. Thank you again.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed that.
All right.
Look forward to